From Forever to Fever and Back. This is a woman's manifesto published in August 2023, written by Note Media in collaboration with the women of today. The term woman is spelled Womxn and is our chosen spelling of the word woman, spelled Women. We appreciate the first spelling of the term, for it thrives to be without connotations of gender. Although we understand the etymology of the term, with this manifesto we dare to apply it as the alternative to the English word human, spelled Human. From forever to fever and back. The violence practiced on our once agreed upon perceptions and interpretations of gender is, and always has been, dangerously unbearable. If careful attention is not paid, at this point in human history, women will rise to consider themselves justified tyrants within the boundaries of the state. So what is this experience of womanhood? Womanhood is a human experience synonymous with plurality. It has very little to do with biology. Being a woman is indeed a state of mind, along with stern commitment to certain social actions. Perhaps gender-based violence, as we speak of it, is in fact a systemic lack of connection with the experience of womanhood. This document is concerned with the mass murder of women under the terms of our current society. Secondly, this document is written in response to the disproportionate stifling of women in our society. We stand against the violence bred by this culture of competitive living. We are concerned for our children. How many generations are we prepared to raise under the barrel of a gun? This manifesto is a statement against the language we use against each other. But first, let us consider the following. What is it about my experience as a woman that challenges your sense of worth as a man? How do I begin to express my identity and perceptions so you are not compelled to defend yourself against me? Where is the language of reciprocation from my counterparts? How is it that your point of entry in this discourse is dependent on another's vulnerability? Young women today want neither punishment nor shame. Instead, we are announcing our emancipation. Listen, if we are expected to be any tougher, we want uncontested recognition that historically we have been the toughest in our societies. Listen, we are acting for ourselves. We are not here to survive despite of the debilitating environment. No, ours is to elevate humanity beyond the fury suppressed by our mothers and grandmothers. We are here to work past our fathers' fear. Young women today take their freedom for themselves. For us, our womanhood is defined beyond the constraints of biology. Keep your gendered politics. What we agree with at this moment is that womanhood is an identity created against the backdrop of silence and suppression. Women are made to be intelligent and resilient loyalists. Let it be clear. My body is entirely my own. We are individuals who own our bodies. We own each act with equal vigor. In addition, we reject the language that has been used to interpret our state of being. Although we own our bodies, we are not the sum total of what you can see. There are many facets to our humanity, none of which can be outweighed by the other. We have intersectional identities. You can see this when we mother our sons. On beauty we say, if I am beautiful when I am vulnerable, then configure me a conception of beauty that is not defined by turning the other cheek. Perhaps peace is beautiful, is it not? It may be more sustainable than beauty. Perhaps peace has nothing to do with pacification or a pacified response. This woman's culture aspires to weave out the social need for an underdog. We believe there is enough space for everyone to exist freely while contributing in a way that reduces suffering in the sense of social competition. We are not at war with each other. Therefore, we do not agree with the propaganda of natural selection. We are sophisticated beyond the standard of your Hunger Games. In life, we live, and we live so that all can thrive. We refuse your slogans of war. This is not the case of the fittest will survive. We say all will thrive. Indeed, if we are beautiful, we ought to be able to move at our own pace. Each one ought to have their own sense of space. For us, beauty shines through the decisions of an individual or a collective. We are beautiful when we work on our own time, and within our own spaces. As women, we have inherited the tendency of imagining ourselves alone. Granted, we have been given permission to be alone. Without permission, we are all too aware of the valley of shadows in which we must preside. To a large degree, the violence we speak of as gendered is in actuality a process of tailoring an individual's identity to either include or exclude perceptions of womanhood. In essence, we are grappling with the paradox of humanity, which begs the question, is subjugation sustainable as a tool to organize a society? The flare of ambivalence when considering the power dynamics involved in identifying this sort of violence has lasted too long. Arrest the perpetrators, we say. Put them away for life and protect our women and children because, God forbid, one wanders past the fringes of social harmony. God forbid the woman cannot be protected and the man cannot be subjugated. History says that being a woman is about being a fighter, and we wonder how it is that women are killed as often as we die. Our societies are continuously enrolled in battle. Now we know that if we continue to play defense, we are unwittingly accepting a form of shame which cannot exist in a society that promotes free expression. Women of today are here to be unapologetically alive. If it is war you want, we have no time. We are birthing a society of which all humanity will be proud. We have our bodies and the key to economic sustainability for all, and we know better than to fight for boundless territories. Following the game-like patterns of modern language, the woman's revolution predicted by Abigail Adams has arrived, but it appears not as she might have been able to imagine in her time. Yes, women have refused to be counted as ladies in waiting to our long list of husbands and suitors. We have rejected the preordained shape of our bodies that our bodies are supposed to take. We are challenging gender as a tool for constructive societal organization. Frankly, I am not Sarah Buttman, not Anna Nicole Smith, or Naomi Campbell. I am who I am is who I choose to be, and we know better than to insist otherwise. But if you continue to insist, our bodies will explode with emptiness. Continue to insist, and we will reject all expectations placed on women and female bodies. We will not vote for anybody but ourselves. To reiterate, this female revolution has landed. Plus, there is very little that is female about it. We have our goals set on the state of our collective humanity.
Okay, this one. Like that one? You see the yellow in it? Okay, that's very young. When the yellow, they go from yellow to black in between. All these stones are from the same heap. Okay? That's 50, about 10 million. Yeah. Then they go black. Black, here you can see the colors in between. Can you see?
Yes, I do.
That's natural. Even there you can see it's turning. Yellow means there was a lot of water. And then black, the mineral is now more mineral than anything else. But also the skill I learned from my Khoi grand on his lap. Because I was very mixed race, but my parents made sure we grew up under all our grand. Okay, but this, I remember as a baby sitting on his lap and he was one of the last ancestors of the cave painters. He was one of the last.
Do you remember his name?
It's a very difficult. I'm learning to try and pronounce it again. It's Khoi Baba, we used to call him Upa. Okay, but now I've gone back and the family is not very interested in me doing this because only the boys used to do it. It was meant for the boys. Okay, but that whole thing is dying out and the boys don't want to do it, unfortunately. It's a grassroots problem. But I remember him going on my lap while I'm on his lap and then him mixing his herbs and explaining to me and showing and I forgot about it. To me it was like, okay, I'm part Khoi, so what?